We started out at the Santa Fe Canoe Outpost in High Springs, Florida. The folks there said the best scenery on the river was upstream towards Riverine State Park.
A few of the more bizarre looking trees we saw on the trip. There were a ton of birds on this stretch of river. I'm going to say wood ducks.
An hour or two after leaving the outfitter, we arrived at Riverine State Park. This is where the Santa Fe River literally rises out of the ground and heads downstream.
It turns out the Florida cooter is not a protected species, and as such, you can mess with them to your heart's content.
That was just unkind.
These protrusions are called cypress knees. They're actually part of the root system of the tree. Scientists can't agree on their purpose, so feel free to make something up.
Like 92% sure there's an old man trapped in these roots. We found a great spot downstream, and after checking thoroughly for chupacabra guano, we set up our camp.
The morning was quiet, save for the sizzle of bacon and the distant, jealous howl of chupacabra. So with our bellies full, we headed downstream.
Yeah.
Pretty sure this is a Muppet tree. Pretty sure. Absolutely no idea what these things are. They looked pretty cool. We saw several wild turkeys. None were polite enough to pose for a picture, but you can kind of see this guy moving slowly through the trees.
Good day, sir.
Dead turtles make excellent souvenirs.
Thanks.
As long as you don't mind the smell of dead turtle.
That man.
Live turtles make even better souvenirs, as long as you don't mind getting peed on by a turtle.
Oh, you know. See you later, motherfucker.
Check Mr. Holliday's catfish lines. Nothing.
We saw a spring coming into the river from the left. The sign said it was closed, but pretty sure they didn't mean us. We thought seeing goats grazing on the side of the river was strange. That was nothing compared to what we were going to see next. Some 20 years ago, Ed gave up his job, his life, and his pants and took up to living naked by the side of the river in a homemade shack.
That it?
Ed earns extra cash by selling wood to folks who camp by the springs. A local brewery actually named a beer after Naked Ed.
All of them got their cameras.
Right.
Pictures. Nothing guy with a shotgun.
Well, sure.
I said, boy, nobody would go to the deck ever come down here.
After a few stories and a full frontal group photo, we bid Ed farewell and headed downstream.
Thank you. See you, Ed.
Heading back downstream, we saw a group of vultures tearing into a dead turtle. Just a bad
Dead
day to be a
turtle. I
cooter.
hope he's dead.
I can only assume good carpentry is hard to come by in Central Florida. We paddled up to another really great spring. You can play in the water all you like, but apparently it's private property, so if the boat touches the ground, they charge you $20.
At this point, the river became more crowded as an army of beer-wielding intercutists emerged from the banks.
Behold the rare stand-up paddleboarding river redneck.
Divers. Why not?
Despite several invitations to party, and David receiving at least one marriage proposal, we were glad to see the crowds take their leave.
Who's good right now?
And as the crowds thinned out, the animals returned.
This little river otter got separated from his family, so he decided to hang out with us for a while.
At this point, we started to get worried. We'd gone 18 miles, we're getting really tired, and couldn't find a campsite anywhere.
Yeah, you don't want to be underneath that.
The buzzards seemed to take notice. The map showed there was a park up ahead. When we got there, turns out it was a private park, strictly no trespassing. An hour of paddling later, we saw a small swatch of public land on the left. It wasn't clear whether camping was permitted, but we figured we'd take our chances.
Our campsite must have been Grand Central for wildlife. The next morning we saw tracks from deer, possum, raccoons, even wild boar. It appears this red-tailed hawk may have partied just a bit too hard. Almost to the end of our trip, we headed downriver, keeping our eyes open for the Santa Fe's most famous resident, the manatee. Unfortunately, the manatee were nowhere to be found. The sign said we were almost there, so we paddled faster towards air conditioning and hot showers. The river was up just a little bit.